Let's say you want to divide this polynomial. Let's say you want to divide x squared plus 5x plus 6, and you want to divide that by x plus 2. How can you do so? You need to do divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. If you learned that in elementary school, I think you did. So we just gotta do polynomial long division, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, just like that. So x squared divided by x is x. However, the only difference with polynomial long division is you have to distribute the negative sign, otherwise your signs would just mess up. So we're gonna have minus, now x times x, dmsb, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So now we're gonna do x times x, which is x squared, and we're multiplying this whole term x plus 2 by x. So 2 times x is also 2x. And now, after we multiplied everything, we now have to subtract column by. So x squared minus x squared, that will just cancel, 0. 5x minus positive 2x is 3x. And we can bring down that positive 6 because now that we subtracted everything, we bring down b, bring down. Now again, if we go back to the top of our list, just keep doing the pattern. When you just follow the steps to the pattern, you're going to get the correct answer. So now going back to the first thing again, because we bring down, so we're going to go back up. 3x divided by x. X variables will cancel. We're just going to get 3. Now let's just do with that negative sign, meaning we multiply. So we're going to multiply x times 3, which is 3x. And 2 times 3 is 6. So now that we have that, we're going to subtract. 3x minus 3x, and that will just cancel. And 6 minus 6, that will just cancel, so we're just going to get 0. So we get 0 as the remainder, which, that's your answer. X plus 3, that's your answer. We're done with that one. And you can check your answer. If you do x plus 3 times x plus 2, you're going to get x squared plus 5x plus 6 if you FOIL it. So if you do x plus 2 times x plus 3, it's going to be x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. So it's x squared plus 5x plus 6. So you do get that one. So as you can see, the answer is correct. So the answer is x plus 3 for that polynomial division. So as you can see, you just gotta follow the steps: divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down, just like you would do in elementary school, except you're doing it for polynomial division. And you just gotta distribute that negative sign. Don't forget about that, because there's so many terms in polynomial division, you cannot mess that up. So let's not mess that part up. Now let's try a harder example where we do get a remainder and how we would write that as a fraction. So let's try this example. Let's say we have, I'm going to put x minus 2 here, so that looks like a square root. Let's say we divide this by, let's make that equal to 2x cubed plus, let's say 8x squared minus 6x plus 10, and we wish to divide by x minus 2. How can we do so? Again, we just got to follow this as divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. 2x cubed divided by x is 2x squared. Now 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. Again, we're going to distribute that negative sign again, so we divided that term. Now we're on to multiply. Now negative 2 times 2x squared is negative 4x squared, and we're just going to subtract everything that we got. Okay, so 2x cubed minus 2x cubed, that will cancel. 8x squared minus negative 4x squared is the same as 8x squared plus 4x, these two negatives, so we're going to get 12x squared. Now that we subtracted everything, we just gotta bring down everything. So minus 6x, and then we can bring down our constant 10 if you want to. Well, yeah, we can do that. Okay, so now that we have that, what we need to do is divide again, because since we just bring down, we're going to go back to the top of our list and go to divide. So 12x squared divided by x is 12x. And now we just gotta distribute the negative sign, meaning we'll just multiply. 12x times x is 12x squared, we're on m multiplying. negative 2 times 12x is negative 24x. So we're going to subtract that. This will cancel. Now negative 6x minus negative 24x, two negatives, so negative 6x plus 24x is 18x, and then we can bring down b, our dang 10. Now that we have that, we can just do 18x divided by x, which x variables cancel, you get 18. And we can just multiply again. So as you can see, it's kind of tedious, but it's pretty easy. 18 times x is 18x, and 18 times negative 2 is negative 36. There we go. 18x minus 18x, again, we're on s, we gotta subtract, this cancels. 10 minus negative 36, 2 negatives, so 10 plus 36, so it's 46. Notice that we do get a remainder. So what do you think we need to do when you get a remainder? We need to write it as a fraction. So let me just rewrite whatever we have so far. 2x squared plus 8x plus 16, right? Was it 16? No, plus 18. And now how would we write our remainder? We would write our remainder as 46 divided by what we tried to divide it by, x minus 2. So whenever you get a remainder, you have to write it as a fraction. You put the remainder of the numerator and whatever you try to divide it by, that is x minus 2 in this case, you would put it in the denominator, and that's how you would write the remainder. Again, the remainder would go in the numerator, what you tried to divide it by, the divisor, x minus 2 in this case, would go on the bottom. And that's how our answer would look. So that is our answer for that problem. Now let's try another example. Obviously we're gonna try a harder one as we keep going, right? So, but that's the answer. So for that one, now let's move on to the next one. Let's get rid of this. Oh, by the way, guys, should I go to a different color? Maybe you guys want like red or something? Let's try that. I think it's gonna be more entertaining and good. So let's try that. Now, let me just get rid of all this. Okay. Now let's say, now this one is gonna be a little bit more difficult. So 6x to the fourth, ooh, this is actually nice. 6x to the fourth minus 9x squared plus 18, and let's say we want to divide it by x minus 3. So go ahead, pause the video, try this example by yourself. Once you have the answer, play the video again and see how we work through the example. So we're going to put x minus 3 outside because it is the divisor. The divisor goes outside, the dividend will go inside. 6x to the fourth minus 9x. Now, watch carefully. Notice that we have 6x to the fourth here, right? In a polynomial, you must have degree terms from the highest to the lowest. However, we are missing some terms. We don't have an x cube in here, and we don't have x to the first or simply x. We're missing the x cube and the x term. So we need to replace that with 0x cube. 0x. So whenever you have a polynomial with missing terms, you must add a placeholder for that degree term. Just notice that. Keep that in mind. So let's say this was 5x to the fifth and minus 9x squared plus 18. We would be missing an x to the fourth, so we replace that with 0x to the fourth. Then we add plus 0x cubed, and then after the x squared, we would have 0x. If that was 6x to the 5x to the fifth. Basically, if you have missing terms, don't forget to add a placeholder. Now we're going to have negative 9x squared plus, obviously, 0x plus 18, and we're dividing that by x minus 3. So now let us follow the steps. Let us follow the steps. 6x to the 4th divided by x. If you're not sure, you can write it out like this. So it's going to be 6x to the 3rd, 6x cubed. So you can obviously do that if you need help on dividing it, visual understanding on that. But yeah, this is going to be 6x cubed. And now that we divided that, we're going to multiply. Don't forget to distribute that negative sign, but I'm not going to write that parenthesis that big. Something like this. So now 6x cubed times x is 6x to the 4th. And now negative 3 times 6x cubed is negative 18. Trying to utilize the space here. I'm gonna subtract that nicely. So this will all cancel. 0x cubed minus negative 18x cubed is the same as 0x cubed plus 18x cubed. So 18x cubed. And now, let me, it's better. So 18x cubed. And now we're going to bring down everything according to b. We subtracted, we divided, then we multiplied everything with that negative sign, then we subtracted everything. And now we're going to bring down b. We're going to bring down every single thing that we have left. Well, I mean, you could bring down the 0x, honestly, you could, but really you don't need to put that 18 here. All you really need is the next term. You don't really need to bring down every single thing. I mean, you could bring down the 18, but it's honestly just more needed to just bring down the next term. That's basically all you really need, but if you want to, you could bring down the rest. But don't bring down the 0x, okay? That's the value 0, so don't bring that part down. If you want to, you could bring down the 18, but you don't really need to. Now, we're going to divide. 18x cubed divided by x is 18x squared. So we're going to write that here. 18x squared. And now we're going to multiply. So don't forget to distribute that negative sign. 18x squared times x is 18x cubed. And negative 3 times 18x squared is negative 54x squared. And again, you could bring down that 18, you could, but you really don't need to, okay? I just want to clear that doubt out if you don't understand that. But again, so we divided it, then we multiplied it by distributing this negative sign, and now we're on to s subtract. So this will cancel. Now, negative 9x squared minus negative 54x squared is the same as negative 9x squared plus 54x squared, which, negative 9 plus 54 is like 45, so it's going to be 45x squared. And then now at this point, we're going to bring down the 0x, and you're going to see why. So we're going to bring down the 0x, okay? So now that we subtracted 18x cubed, now again what we did, negative 9x squared minus negative 4x squared, it's going to give us 45x squared, and then we got down the 0x. Now what we're going to do is divide. 45x squared divided by x is 45x. Again, you could have bring down the 0x and the 18 at that step, but you don't really need to. So, yeah. And then plus 45. Okay, now the x variables cancel. You're going to get 45x. So you're going to have 45x. Now, 45x times x is 45x squared. So as you can see, this is a long problem. 45 times 45x times x, 45x squared. And 45x times negative 3, 45x times negative 3 is negative 135x. Negative 135x. And now we're going to subtract. So this will cancel. 0x minus negative 135x is just 135x. Two negatives make a positive. And now at this point, what we're going to do is bring down the 18. I really don't have any room here, so I'm going to write this more small. Now we have no choice, but we have to bring down the 18 at this point, because we need the next term, right? So we have no choice but to bring down that 18, because, like, that's the next term we have to deal with. So 135x divided by x is 135. Can you guys see that? Okay. Now we're going to multiply 135x times x. 135 times x is 135x. And then we're going to do 135 times negative 3, which, that's, what is that? Wait, what? 135 times, negative 435. Negative 435, there we go. Now that we had that, now we're going to subtract, because we multiply everything. We're on s subtract. This cancels. 18 minus negative 40, 18 minus negative 435 is the same as 1435. 435 plus 18, which is 453, which is 453. And now notice that we have a remainder. We have a remainder of 453. So how we're going to write our final answer is like this. We're going to have 6x cubed plus 18x squared plus 45x plus 135. But also plus 453 divided by what we tried to divide it by, x minus 3. So that is our final answer. Again, our remainder comes in the numerator. What we're trying to divide it by, x minus 3, our divisor comes on the denominator, and that's how you would write the final answer for that problem. So as you can see, that's how you do polynomial division. We're going to just work on one last example. Actually, that's it for this video. So now you know how to do polynomial division. Oh, if this helps you out, make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on so you never miss a video in your entire life, because I'm going to be posting more algebra, statistics, physics. As I grow older, I'll be posting advanced math and science videos. So I have created an algebra playlist. I'm going to make videos on tons of stuff. If you need help on functions, vertical line tests, evaluating function, and more stuff like that, dividing exponents rules, and just lots of algebra, maybe actual value equations, inequalities, how to graph linear equations, all that stuff. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And that's how you divide polynomials. Again, make sure you know that, also never forget this, but if you have missing terms in a polynomial, you have to add the placeholder. And that's how you do polynomial division. So if this helps you out, make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on. And don't forget to like the video, because it really does help me out a lot. We're trying to hit 200 subscribers, so I'd appreciate that. And bye.